Good morning, guys. It's Keith Allen, and today we're going to do something a little bit different with our analysis. I usually try and keep these really short to the best of my ability, but today we're going to talk about Bitcoin, we're going to talk about ETH, and of course, a very busy day with important news coming up. We have the Fed rate decision coming up at 2, Fed Chair Powell's press conference at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Regardless of whether he's hawkish or he's dovish, you can expect his words to move markets. The rest of the week, also some pretty important economic data that we'll be watching that will kind of add to the narrative that we learned about today, or update today from Fed Chair Powell. So let's start with the charts here. Last night, I posted a monthly view of the order book on Binance here in FireCharts and said, we're looking to see if liquidity changes much here between last night and this morning. We did see a little bit of change, and the most significant move here was that bids dropped down from the 42K level down to the 41 level, and a ladder, extending down. We can see that a little bit better here on shorter time frames, and let me just add a little bit of contrast into the chart. As you can see, here's 42K right here. It was pulled. We now see a ladder of bids coming down to that 38.5 level, which so far is our local bottom. Lots of liquidity was here in this range over the past month, and at one point this was a good 200 million. Now that's obviously faded out here quite a bit, so we'll have to see how things transpire through the day. Will this get built up and turn into a guardrail that keeps price kind of pinned here during Fed Chair Powell's speech and around the monthly close, or are we going to have kind of a free range kind of day with killer whales playing their games and really pushing the range a little bit? So that remains to be seen. Let's go to the candle charts for the moment. Of course, today is also the monthly close. So what are we looking at on the monthly for Bitcoin? We are, of course, still in this golden pocket. That's good that we're holding that range. It's good that we're green right now. What's not good is this doji candle that's forming. That can form bullish or bearish depending on how we close, whether we close above the midline or below it. But this really shows indecisiveness in the market. And to that point, I would just say, of course, nothing I say here in this analysis should be deemed as financial advice, but just my opinions and my impressions and interpretations of what I see in the charts. But one thing I will say is if you're not accustomed, if you're not experienced to day trading and pushing buttons on days like today, today is probably not the day to start. Watch what's going on here, and certainly pay attention to Fed Chair's Powell's words and how the price action changes through the day, through those comments, and around the monthly close. But if you want to dabble in really day trading or swing trading and haven't done a lot of it yet, today maybe is a good day to paper trade that, but I wouldn't ape in. It's just, yes, there's lots of opportunities in both directions, but with those opportunities comes heightened risk. Yes, we can have the discussion about greater risk, the greater the reward, but today's just not really the day to do that, in my opinion. If you're a long-term investor, probably not a lot changing for you today, with the exception of after the close, you may adapt your positions a little bit or make some adjustments or refine your strategy. I think it's important to look for invalidations even before you enter a trade and what you're looking at. And for me, sure, I'd like to see price stay in the range that we're in right now, but that's not necessarily going to happen. We've got a Trend Precognition short signal here on the daily time frame, but of course, things still looking good on the weekly, and momentum, still going. Has this played out? That remains to be seen. So what I'm looking for, and this is just me, I'm looking to stay in this range, but if not, where are we going to go from there? These are my technical support levels here at the 21-day moving average, just outside the range. The 100-day moving average would likely be the test from there, which is around 40K. it's been holding on the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, on the last retests. We had this one wick down to 38.5. We know there's a bunch of bid liquidity down there, ripe for the taking. So that's entirely possible. It's not out of the cards whatsoever. It's a matter of whether these ranges hold and Bitcoin can then climb back up. So, whatever you're doing, whatever your strategy is, know what your invalidations are, so that if we get there, you don't have to make an emotional decision when price goes there. Make that decision well in advance. So if it happens, and you take your emotional decision making out of the equation. I want to take this in a little bit again, just to see if we have any new signs here on the shorter time frame. On the daily, we can see that whales have been trying to push off of this dip. They've been buying these dips, and for the moment, seem to be pushing over resistance. Let's see if we can clear this 43K level and push back up here. Lots of resistance right up here, up to 44K, and that may end up holding as kind of a guardrail to the upside for the day. I told you we would take a quick look at ETH, so let's do that. On the ETH chart, we can see, resistance, no surprise there. We saw the dump from the top here, and a very short-lived recovery before selling began again. Let's move into the daily chart and see if we have any real change there. No, selling continues, sell pressure continuing for ETH. And on the candle chart, we can see some similarities as ETH is also in the golden pocket, something that's happened before. We talked yesterday about this happening to Bitcoin back at the prior high around 20K on its Fib retrace. This is also a Fib retracement similar to what happened at the macro level before. Let's scroll over to that guy. Okay, so this has happened before, coming off of the prior all-time high, 2018 top. We saw price climb back in. Here's into the golden pocket. It shot straight out that time, actually. And so not the same in terms of similarities that we see in the Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin, this looks a lot more like it did back here off the prior high. So we got a lot more similarities here and here than we do on the ETH chart. Either way, what's your invalidation going to be, right? So on ETH, for me, I would, and I don't trade ETH very often at all. So I am by no means an ETH expert. I'm in a small position from the mid 1800s, but can ETH hold up in this range? It's trying to reclaim this 50-day moving average right now, and so far it's having a hard time. We had a hard rejection on the breakout of the Golden Fib pocket, lost the 21-day, lost the 50-day, and having a hard time reclaiming that 50-day. So I'd like to see ETH price move back up for me to keep my position open. And if we start fading back here, here's a secondary line of potential technical support. If you lose the 0.5 fib, I would probably close me personally, I would be closing my position because I'm in great profit right now, and why give it all back? I'll be happy. I have really no conviction on keeping ETH for the long term. I just happen to be in a good trade, and like I said, why give it all back? That's just my perspective. You do what works for you. So again, I'm going to leave you with a last look at Bitcoin, and on FireCharts, we'll take one last look to see if we have any change here since that last glimpse on the daily. See that resistance has replenished here. Icebergs are coming to keep price suppressed. So this is the ongoing battle. Watching to see if we get more bid liquidity into the range to keep price elevated, or if we're going to see a further breakdown to dip into this liquidity down here before it's all said and done. I hope you like the analysis and the content. If you do, please do me a favor. Comment, Love to hear from you. Like and share it with your friends and help me grow the channel. I really appreciate the support you guys have been giving me. Makes a world of difference to me. In the meantime, trade safe, my friends. Have a great day.